Well, Mom, I, I truly hope you are reunited with Dad and everyone else that preceded you to whatever is next after this earthly journey. You were born in 1938, a time when the nation was recovering from the Great Depression and the threat of a Second World War hung in the air. I recently read something you wrote almost 30 years ago. In it, you described your first decade of your life growing up in a little house on an acre of land in the rural outskirts of Eugene, Oregon. In your words, an idyllic childhood. Over a dozen cherry and apple trees grew on the property with a small creek running through it. Across the street was a large wooded lot. And throughout the neighborhood, several grassy fields replete with wildflowers completed the natural playground. You described spending most of your time outside, climbing trees, eating the fruit, nestling in the tall grass of those fields, reading and watching clouds. The next almost 5 years were spent dealing with the trauma of your younger sister's stroke, the loss of your newborn baby sister, the loss of your mother to cancer, and 2 years of separation from your family sandwiched around a year of trying to blend in with stepmother Vera's family before coming home from school one day to find them gone in an empty house. I can't imagine how I would have dealt with all of that to start my second decade of life. You found the book A Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, in which you describe lessons in how to resist drowning in the sadness of those tragedies and not letting them sour your life experiences. You describe learning to stay open to and look for the joyous experiences in life as well. So you leaned into your memories and found joy in your love of nature and gardens, something you passed on to both Patty and myself. You finally were reunited with your father and siblings and spent the remainder of your teenage years with new additions to your family. You always said your new siblings, Michael and Sharon, were among the greatest gifts in your life. As you transitioned into adulthood, you found Dad one summer while working as a Girl Scout camp counselor at Cleowax Lake among the majestic sand dunes in Honeyman State Park on the Central Oregon coast. Dad was in the first year of his career with the Forest Service, and quickly it was obvious that he was your soulmate who shared your love of nature. You raised Patty and I in one of the most beautiful places on earth, coastal Oregon. We fished, we camped, we beachcombed, we spent summer swimming in the Chetco River, and we even cut our own Christmas tree every year in the mountain forest further up the river. Our own idyllic childhood, which thankfully was devoid of the traumatic events you endured. I know it must have been hard to resist trying to protect me from learning hard life lessons firsthand. And while you didn't always succeed in that resistance, by and large, throughout my life, I felt supported in my choices even when things didn't go according to plan. I've said it many times over the years in birthday and Mother's Day cards and the times we allowed ourselves deep conversations. I couldn't have asked for a more loving and supportive mom. I miss you, and I hope you're home and bathed in the love and light of eternity. Goodbye, Mom.